We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video.
Mr. Peter Bunting says convicted dancehall entertainer Vybz Cartel has dedicated his skills to advancing an evil agenda. Minister Bunting says the entertainer has had a reprehensible impact on popular Jamaican culture. The security minister attacked Cartel yesterday while giving a lecture at the Jamaica Theological Seminary in St. Andrew.
Again, for those of you who may not know, this is Vybz Cartel. He is currently a guest of mine in the correctional services. Cartel, to my mind, is just the principal exponent of the negative aspect of our popular culture, or the negative elements. He is the poster child of what I consider to be the negative elements in our popular culture. His songs and his music advocate violence, it advocates disrespect for women, it advocates skin bleaching, so it essentially devalues our whole identity as a people. I mean, there's hardly anything positive that you can find, except that he's very clever, you know. So we have to acknowledge that he's very clever, he's very talented, but he has put that talent entirely in the service of evil.
Yes, that was when Peter Bunting, was a man who believed in Jamaica and was trying to, and was doing the right thing then as Minister of National Security. Fast forward 13 years after, that is the same man that you hear Peter Bunting talking about. That's the man who's the face of the party now. So you see how, all because of power. So they are trying to use, hey, can you believe it? The PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is using a murderer. I know they use a system. Because as we tell you before, in Jamaica, they talk it all the time, Jamaica is a PMP country. But guess what? You have a man that come by in this political arena named Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is Michael Manley 2.0. Them can't manage Andrew Holness. So they have to resort now to a criminal, a convicted murderer. So they use the court system, corruption and all kind of thing. And now he's the face, the poster child of the party. Can you believe that? So why we don't know? Peter Bunting decision to now share stage with Vybz Cartel after once condemning him as an agent of evil, depravity and decadence raises serious question about his personal convictions and political integrity. But say him partner in crime, Baby Trump, Mark Gold the foreigner. He don't do anything for win. So that means saying this is a man whether or not you want to believe it, we give all him data and him think they forget power. Because you understand? And look here, we never seen a white, the only white man we ever run Jamaica, and we know say we as Jamaican know say him love we was Edward Seaga. But them never love him because he was the kind of leader that did not put up with foolishness. So you know most of the mother and father them in Jamaica, them always make excuse of them children. Edward Tiaga was not kind of leader. So that's why Jamaican populace never like him. And I make you hear from a man who was from Concrete Jungle too. Telling you about Mark Olin later on. Yes, but we have a lot of work to do over here. And we want to big up the people them in a Patreon squad. You're the ones that must subscribe. And we appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. And continue, you know, and yes. And we have some things that we have to share with you, the people at the Patreon. Yes. We're gonna share it with you. The killing, Vibes Cartel killing of Jomo and Captain and all these people. We give it just only Patrons, and then before we even we're just breaking right here, and before the end of this month, we just saw the we have some things just directly for the Patreon people, because you truly deserve it, because of your continuous support to the Jamaica Young Police channel. Yeah, so moving on. So remember that so in the aftermath of Cartel's life imprisonment for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams, Bunting spoke with a strong moral clarity, characterizing Cartel not only as a talented artist, but as someone who had severely damaged Jamaica's moral fabric. Which is true, because the man did have a little pitney. I do it, you know, do upon bus. Yeah, you know, you understand? Yeah. So Bunting denounced Cartel's influence on the youth, particularly his role in corrupting young girls and promoting a culture of violence, lawlessness. To now stand side by side with Cartel, a man Bunting one publicly associated with everything that is wrong in Jamaica, is a profound contradiction. People understand for anything, them dangerous. How does Bunting reconcile this shift? How does he square his previous statement with his current actions? Bunting's earlier comments about Cartel's influence resonated with Jamaicans who were concerned about the country's growing culture of criminal glorification. Cartel was seen as more than just a convicted murderer. He was viewed as a symbol of how deeply crime and immorality had infiltrated society. For Bunting now to align himself with that very figure suggests either a radical change in his belief or a willingness to abandon principles for political gain. This alignment can be seen as a reflection of a broader moral crisis in Jamaican politics. It may be that Bunting, along with the People's National Party, LGBTQ plus criminal organization, is attempting to capitalize on Cartel's popularity with certain segment of the population. Even that means sacrificing ethical consistency. So Peter Bunting and the PNP criminal organization will be remembered in history as a terrorist organization. But for someone who positioned himself as a moral authority, calling out the very evil he now embraces, this is more than just a political strategy. It's a moral collapse. If Bunting still holds any of his conviction he once expressed, it must be deeply uncomfortable for him to stand beside someone he once labeled as the embodiment of decadence, evil and destruction. But if he no longer believes in what he once said, then it becomes clear that his earlier statements were either politically convenient at the time, or that he is now willing to forsake his principles to remain relevant. Ultimately, Bunting's choice to share stage with Vibes Cartel reflect not only on him, but on the broader political culture in Jamaica, where alliances with criminals are more. Those who are perceived as such can be seen as acceptable if it brings political benefits. It's a troubling sign for a country that needs leadership rooted in integrity and moral courage, not expediency and compromise with those who have contributed to its moral decay. As we tell you, over here, if you not learn anything, you're at the wrong channel, because that's how we're all about here, at the Jamaica Young Police channel. So you know that the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, they are using Adija, Vibes Cartel Palmer's figurehead for a political mobilization, reflects the deepening criminal culture in Jamaica and highlight the extent to which society has become desensitized to violence and immorality. Vibes Cartel convicted of murder and linked to a litany of depraved acts, including influencing young girls to engage in sexual activities, was once condemned as a symbol of decadence. Peter Bunting, during his tenure as Minister of National Security, unequivocally labeled Cartel as a master manipulator who had eroded Jamaica's moral fabric. Yet, fast forward more than a decade, the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization now appears to be leveraging its notoriety to rally a significant segment of the population. This evolution from condemnation to endorsement signify a gender shift. So them realize now, say, them not no ideas or anything. For the PMP people them come vote, because them realize when the PMP in a power, them life even worse. Because right now things is even getting much better in Jamaica. The government first in decades, government have built hospital and all kind of things, and you see how much roads and a lot of things is going on in Jamaica. But as I can tell you, very expensive. I don't know how some of the people they manage only, but not that the PMP are gonna be better on them things. But when it come on to morals and try to bring back the country, as I said before and I'll say again, I have zero. I already write off the PMP, because the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, because these are some morally bankrupt people. They don't do anything for power, and you can see it right here. Because them from condemnation to endorsement. This is always a PMP playbook, in bed with murderers and criminals. That's something that is the birthplace in where I'm from, the birth of criminality, Jonestown. Yeah, Borough Boy and Feathermap. Some people, boy, I love calling him name, man. That's how I truth. So tell me who's name Scar. Yeah. So the idea that a convicted murderer and gang leader could be positioned as figure to rally support underlines the erosion of societal values. These statistics reveal the PMP willingness to appeal to the base taste instinct of a population that has been battered by a decade of crime, poverty, and disillusionment. Jamaica has long struggled with glorification of criminal figures, from dons to entertainers, as communities look to these individuals for leadership, protection, and even identity. Criminals are often celebrated as heroes in certain areas, a stark contrast to the values of lawfulness and decency. That's how it is in my country where I'm from. And we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, I would say the goldfish them gone already. So say this video is not for them. Well, maybe some of them still here because, so we are talking about them favorite artists. Funeral processions for notorious gangsters are grand and revered, and music glorifying violence is widespread. This signals a cultural acceptance, if not outright endorsement, of criminal behavior. The lines between entertainment, criminality, and political influence have blurred, creating a volatile mix where the country's future is jeopardized. So the only thing we can do to save a future generation, we have to save them from these people. We have to make certain, and by then, if we don't do that, Jamaica will be a loss, because them people are not respect for the rule of law, How if you do something like this? And guess what? Your peep from the media houses in Jamaica, where I tell you, not even peep. The only me, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, and I'm speaking to the mothers and fathers and children in the poverty-stricken communities, like where I'm from, Jonestown, Concrete Jungle, all of the ghetto them, whether you're PMP or Labour or thinking, just listen what I am saying. What they are doing is wrong. To be parading criminals on the stage and telling you that they are role models. They are not role models. These are people that used to, when they are in prison and jail, they live like pigs. If you, I'm this channel, you know, I'm just, as I said before, you know, it's only 2 of us left, you know. It's the same PMP criminal organization destroy all of my friends them that we grew up with, and them turn to a life of crime because they make it feel like this allure and the glorification and celebrating of them as heroes because them violate other people's rights, not knowing that they're going to lose their rights eventually. The only media house in Jamaica that I, Christopher Porter, I used to born Oxford Street in a district of Crossroad, yeah, Jonestown, my parish of St. Andrew, Kingston 12. I tell all of the people them, all of the poor people them, we're living at the ghetto. If you want your child or your children not to become a criminal, don't listen to no other station, just listen to Nationwide. When I was growing up in a Jonestown, my mother never used to make me listen to JBC. Even the transistor, the radio that we had, I can tell you that my mother, my father and my mother, they make sure that even if you turn the knob for change the station, not even to AM, you could have changed to RGR, them you, because to change the station back then on the radio, you'd have wind it, and it's like there was like a card or something like that, but you'd have seen it moving. It's a red thing, you know, if you highlight it, and then make sure they cut it. Make sure that we did not listen to JBC. Because I say anyone who listen to JBC are going to become criminals. And I never listened to JBC growing up. So that's why I'm imploring on you, mothers, fathers, tell your children them, use me as an example. It's 2 of us leaving, you know, 2 of us left. The other guy, you can look him up. Use my picture in him, Orius Diner Brown, he used to play for Arnett Garden. I haven't spoken to him in years. Last time I saw him in a Broward County here. You understand where I'm work? The man, yeah, we call him Diner. Every time you see me, man, always a laugh. And go 2 hours left. Me and Diner. So if you want to save your youth, them, your children, them, in the ghetto, don't make them listen to the other TV station and listen to Nationwide. And that's where you will get the right information. Because the other media house, they are enemies of poor people. My mother, they teach me that from small. Me am no young boy. Me a big man. I never did dream that I would have lived to be this old. Yes. Even when I joined the police force, I never expect to even pass 22. And by the time I reached 22, I should have been to the morgue, maybe. I should have been to the cemetery, like, you know, a few times, almost 10 times or more. But I am still here. So, to protect your children, people in a garrison, don't listen to them when I talk about say me a labor, right? I'm a Jamaican. I am a Jamaican and I love Jamaica. I love you because I born poor. I never born rich. The first time I bathed in a bathroom, I enter home move go Waterford. And them time I move go Waterford and bathe in a bathroom. I shower curtain, I feel the bathroom, you know, is at least it is much better than what we have at Johnson, because a cistern me used to bathe in. You understand? So that's why I appeal to you. You can't turn education the only way you can make it out of get to my friend. But I watch or feel this ego thing say you're a bad man. There's nothing glorious about it. Right now. Enough of them will hate me. Them wish they were like me. Can talk and speak freely. I'm not afraid of the guy. Born and grown, I get the same heart where a man have. I see him heart me have. The same mind where have, my mind way more powerful than his. I'm in a fear of the guy. I just want to know to do the right thing. Education, that the only way I go take you out. A man said to me the other day, boy, he never hear Ragashanti. A man that come from the streets. Try to motivate the youth. And the man I said, boy, Ragashanti is an educated man. The man they have them PhD, them doctorate. And I say Ragashanti is supposed to be talking to the youths them. Not even me, because I'm in a old police. A man like him supposed to try to do that. But guess what? Everybody does a hustle. Nobody not care about the next generation. Everybody only think about me. What's in it for me? But I am not that kind of person. As my mother said, if my life is just in me alone, I don't want it. If my life is just in me and my family, I don't want it. One day I know some I go dead. I just saw it go. So, you know, so most of the time, everything that I said, it just comes straight from my heart and my mind. You understand? I mean, I make it, as I said to you before, and I'll say again, why the amount of work that's supposed to be done here, because we're just Jamaica we are trying to save, you know. You understand? You see what that these people have done. Them not care, them not love poor people. If you love poor people, you would never put these people on a political stage to show the world that these are the role models that you want the youth to become. Destruction. And then you have the mothers and the fathers because them are PMP, LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters and voters. Them not say nothing wrong with that. That's all the people them get desensitized. Them numb. Them brain insulated. The only thing can penetrate them brain. The only thing can penetrate them brain is a concussion. Or yeah, you understand. I tell you. So moving on. So desensitization occurs when the public is constantly exposed to violence, crime and corruption, numbing them to the horrors that should be shocking. In Jamaica's case, murders are so common that they barely make headlines unless they are particularly gruesome or high profile. This environment fosters a sense of helplessness where people no longer feel that the system, political, legal or otherwise, work in their favor. Them see it work for the rich man, the big man. I guess how are the real criminal? A rich man and a big man in Jamaica. And then they just use a little man them as a little puppets and then them pretend like that they are the problem. They are not the problem. I am telling you, my fellow Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora, that the 6'3" people in a parliament are educated people at Jamaica are the problem. If these people want a better Jamaica, if they weren't corrupt, would not reach this juncture. We have one man when I try to hold it up and him dead. We know Edward Siaga we have tried to find one. The same man where them telling us to eat. Edward Siaga never encourage black people to kill each other. Remember me tell you that. We born and grown in a PMP community, PMP house, everything PMP. And that man is my hero. Why? Because that man never encouraged us to kill each other. We're not going to say Edward Siaga a saint. What he had to do down White Valley and Rima, they had to. So you're going to hear, if you look on the channel, you'll hear that. What the PMP have, they're the one that unleashed the devil, the evil, wickedness on the Jamaican populace. So politicians like those in the PMP exploit this numbness, knowing that a figure like Vybz Cartel can attract votes because of his fame and cultural relevance regardless of his crimes. Oh, that's we reach a point there. This tragedy speaks to the degradation of ethical standards in politics. Instead of focusing on policies that could uplift the people, better education, improve healthcare or job creation, the PNP seems to be pandering to the lowest common denominator, using a notorious criminal to garner support. This is not only unethical but a betrayal of the value that should guide leadership. It signals to the public that crime pays, that being notorious can be leveraged for power, and that moral decency is secondary to political expediency. The consequences of this are far-reaching. By promoting figures like Vybz Cartel, the political elite sends a clear message: Jamaica's future is in the hands of those who can manipulate crime and violence to their advantage. Young people, instead of aspiring to be police officers like me, Christopher Porter, teachers, doctors, lawyers, scientists, soldier, a reporter with no boundaries, are influenced to emulate gangsters and criminals, believing that such a life offers wealth, fame and respect. This perpetuates the cycle of crime and violence, ensuring that the country remains mirrored in poverty and fear. The PNP now offer, them now have nothing to offer to people them, but criminality. The people have been desensitized to the extent that many no longer recognize the depth of the moral crisis. Crime is seen as inevitable, and those who engage in it are celebrated rather than condemned. The PNP, LGBTQ plus criminal organization, use Vybz Cartel in their campaign is a stark illustration of how far Jamaica has fallen in terms of its ethical and moral standards. This white man don't mean black people no good. But you have other black people who have vices, like the Dean Jackson Miller, the Mota Baruka, Barefoot, Roast Breadfoot Rasta. Them don't speak up, because them don't love black people, they love them party. They are not Jamaicans, they are PNP, LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters and activists. It's a symptom of a larger issue. A society that has lost its ways, where criminals are glorified and the rule of law disregarded. Reclaiming the country from this dangerous part will require more than just political change. It demands a cultural revolution, one where the values of decency, respect for law, and the genuine concern for all well-being of all Jamaicans are restored. Leaders who perpetuate or exploit criminality must be rejected, and communities must reclaim their power by demanding accountability, transparency, and commitment to ethical governance. Only then can Jamaica begin to heal from the wounds inflicted by decades of crime and political manipulation. Why Jamaica? Some people say, what you fight for? You know, so Jamaica gone, still can't give up. Because in my time, people never did give up. So the shift in Peter Bunting's stance from labeling Vybz Cartel as a talented but evil to now sharing the stage and embracing it is indeed stark, far from grace, and a reflection of deep moral bankruptcy. Bunting's original criticism of Cartel, calling him out for having no respect for women or the rule of law, resonated with many Jamaicans who saw Cartel as the epitome of the country's growing social decay. Cartel's music, influence, and criminal background were seen as a major part of the cultural erosion that Bunting once sought to confront. To now witness these two men in unity is not just shocking, but emblematic of how principles can be cast aside for political gain. It's a betrayal of the very values that Bunting seemed to stand for during his tenure as Minister of National Security. His earlier position denouncing Cartel as a dangerous figure who corrupted young minds and engaged in acts of depravity was a strong moral stance. He spoke against the glorification of crime and the destruction of the Jamaica's social fabric, warning about the negative impact figures like Vybz Cartel were having on the youth and the nation's future. Now, with the political landscape changing, it appeared that Bunting, along with the PNP, is willing to overlook The very crime he once condemned in an effort to appeal to a broader base of voters. This is an example of how some politicians can abandon their principles and sell their integrity for power. Hugging a convicted murderer, hugging a man convicted of murder and widely believed to have been involved in numerous other heinous acts, show a disregard for victims, for justice, and for the rule of law itself. To align oneself with a murderer for political gain is a profound moral failing. It sends a message that justice and decency are negotiable. That one's past can be whitewashed for the sake of expediency, and that the life lost to violence are somehow less important than political ambition. That is what the white man doing. Yes, the white man, baby chum. No respect for black people, and black people not even respect themselves. So if you don't respect yourself, you expect a guy to respect you. For those who have suffered at the hands of criminals, it's a slap in the face, a painful reminder that in a world of power, principles are often sacrificed. The choice to embrace someone like Vybz Cartel is not just political tragedy, it's a reflection where the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, and indeed parts of Jamaica, have found themselves in terms of morality. It's illustrated how deeply crime have woven into the fabric of society. Politicians who once stood for law and order, for the safety and dignity of the Jamaican people, are now willing to associate with very figures they once opposed, undermining the progress that could have been made in fighting crime and restoring a sense of national pride. For someone like me, who holds firm to the belief that integrity matters, the idea of selling out to a convicted murderer is unconscionable. I have made it clear that I would never compromise my principles, especially not for someone who represents so much pain and destruction. That level of conviction is what the country desperately needs. People who are willing to stand firm against the tide of criminality and corruption, no matter the personal or political cost. That's why we tell us Wilfred Rattigan is a traitor, not only to Jamaica but to the youths of Jamaica. Never condemn violence. Always I promote lies. When him dead, a lie going to kill him. He's a traitor. I would never want to even meet that man or even see him or talk with him. I hate people who support criminality and are traitor to their own people. What we are witnessing is more than just a political theater. It's a broader crisis of values. If those in power are willing to embrace criminalities for votes, it leaves the nation vulnerable to further moral collapse. The embrace of Cartel by Bunting and others in the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is a dangerous signal to the public. I am, I'm telling you, them things get me really emotional for see the direction they take our country. The PMP, criminal organization. That's why I say America for label them as a terrorist organization. That's the only way you can get them changed. If you do something like this. So it's a dangerous signal to the public and the world. That might makes right. That fame and influence can override justice, and that the lives of those lost to violence can be forgotten for the sake of political expediency. It's moments like these that demand strong leadership, the kind that refuses to bow to criminals or compromise with evil for the sake of power. Like many others, I recognize that Jamaica's futures depend on those who refuse to sell their souls to murderers, no matter the temptation or pressure. This is a call for a new kind of leadership, one that stands unwavering in face of moral challenges and chooses to lead with integrity, not convenience. That's how I tell you. Yeah, Jamaica, yeah, Jamaica, yeah, we need a new leader. As we said, I don't see any Edward Siaga there. But we have to just work with the one that we see there. As we said, the PMP is a last cast, because I swear them a give way. So in conclusion, the future of Jamaica hangs in the balance, and it will require united effort from all sectors of society to save the country from the grip of corrupt politicians who exploit vulnerabilities of the people. The exploitation of the masses, particularly those who may be unaware of how they are being manipulated, is a dangerous path that leads only to further destruction. These corrupt figures, using crime and immorality as a tool to gain power, are leading Jamaica into a moral and societal crisis, one that cannot be ignored. To change the tide, it has to be all on decks. The Jamaican people, especially those with influence, integrity, and a sense of responsibility, must come together to confront this culture of criminality and corruption. This includes educating and uplifting those who have been marginalized and manipulated, empowering them with knowledge and the tools to recognize the destructive forces at play. This is a battle for the soul, where the country's future depends on rejecting glorification of criminality, demanding accountability from leaders, and restoring a sense of pride, lawfulness, and decency. It won't be easy, but with collective efforts and commitment to real change, Jamaica can be saved from those who seek to exploit its people and drag it into darkness. The road to a better future starts with rejecting corrupt leadership and embracing a vision of Jamaica where integrity and morality are at the forefront. Together, the people can reclaim their country and build a future where the next generation thrive in a nation free from the clutches of criminality and political manipulation. The only thing that can save it has to be all hands on deck. Jamaica is at a crossroad right now, and all of us, every one of us as Jamaican, we have to stand firm. And we can't allow them people to manipulate and exploit our people and continue the destruction of our country. Jamaica is at a crossroad right now, and only we alone, as Jamaicans, have to save them from themselves. The ones that are happy survives Cartel is out of prison. You know, so you can't save them because their brains are insulated. If you understand about conductors and you know, when they come on to current or travel and everything, when something is insulated, that means it's have proof. The proof nothing you can't penetrate it. Yes. That's why you have rubber over electrical wire, the copper wire, or current goes through. That is insulated. So the only way you have to cut it for access the power inside it. And you know, so by doing that you will get shocked. But in their brain, you can't, their brain already insulated. You can't nothing. Even when them say all a murder, them see man say somebody else do it. As we say before and we say again, the same people them from the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization communities, these are people who drink poison and I wait for somebody else dead. That for sure how smart they are. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.